Hello, DRMSH family and friends. This is Drenna, and I wanted to give you a very exciting update on our fundraising efforts this month and an amazing announcement. The historic Logos Live event on August 16th truly was historic. Not only did we announce the new book by Mike to be released next year, all new content for deeper study into the unseen realm, but thousands witnessed the power of Mike's research method built into Logos. Mike spent many hours every day in Logos, and for 14 years while working at Logos, wrote thousands of articles to help with your biblical studies. And many were excited to learn about Mike's Master Course video collection available too. My dear friend and executive director at Logos, Scott Lindsay, flew out to Florida last year to spend some time with Mike before he passed away and promised Mike that he'd make sure that Dr. Michael S. Heiser Foundation would continue to grow and have the funds it needs to impact millions around the world. So as part of the special live stream promotion, Logos agreed to give the proceeds from sales to the Dr. Michael S. Heiser Foundation. And today it's now the largest fundraiser in the history of Mike's ministry. We have a few more projects we are hoping to fund by the end of the year, so Logos has agreed to extend the special live stream discount through September 30th. This is the best discount Logos has ever offered, ever. So if you missed the live stream, watch it now and witness the power of Logos and the integration of Mike's research method into your own studies. I can't thank you all enough for the historic response we have received for this promotion. I am so excited that thousands are now using the same tool Mike used every day to dig deep into the riches of God's Word. Thank you, Logos, for extending this historic discount through September 30th. And thank you to the DRMSH family for being so gracious in helping continue the legacy of my late husband, Dr. Michael S. Heiser. May the Lord continue to bless you all.
One of the things Mike helped create in Logos was the Mike Heiser Bible Research Method workflow. Now, what is a workflow? There's numerous workflows here, but Mike's my favorite. What it is this person's methodology. So the passage guide's great, but it just kind of gives you everything with not any direction. How am I supposed to look at this? How am I supposed to engage with this? So I'm going to go now and I'm going to click the Mike Heiser Bible Research Method. Now, it already knows I'm in Psalm 82, so it keeps that text.
So explain a little bit of how this came about. Right. How do you have a Bible research method by Mike built into Logos? Because a lot of people don't know this, and people are asking, what package do I need? We answer all of that at the end, but give us a little bit of the origin story of how do we have this resource right here.
Yeah, I think Mike got a little sick and tired when he worked at Logos that people kept asking him, now, how would you study this text? How would you study this text? How would you, how many times I busted in his office, Mike, how would you study this text? So that's what a workflow is. Again, it's a methodology, but it's even better than that. So Mike has kind of 6 simple steps. Now they're pretty in depth as we expand them out, right? And if I open this up just a little bit, you'll kind of see where we're going. So Mike would kind of go with a theological idea or passage to his Bible dictionaries. Now, what's interesting is when you click more, Mike is kind of explaining and giving you links to some of his favorites, right? So he's going to have you go to top tier dictionaries. Again, why? Here's your desired outcomes. Here's the reason why. Again, if I wanted to quickly open up, let's say Lexham Bible Dictionary, which Mike contributed quite a bit of articles in here. One click and it opens, right? So it's the link to the actual resource. But again, if I go here to top, and then he goes to second tier Bible dictionaries, right? But let me go down here to, one of the things I loved about Mike was his desire to kind of lead you into ancient literature and cultural context. So if I open this up, instantly, for again, the passage I'm in, Psalm 82, here are the ancient literary sources to help me again engage with that text, right? Step 2 would be cultural context, right? So the 2 big cultural context for this passage are divine assembly and judging. So watch this. I'm going to go ahead and click divine assembly. It automatically opens the article, Divine Assembly, Divine Council, same thing. And this is the actual article that Dr. Heiser wrote. This is a massive, very long article on the Divine Council. So again, what a workflow is, and we have numerous, but you definitely want to dig into Mike's quickly, is it's almost as if Mike is sitting next to you and helping you exegete the passage, right? Look at dictionaries, look at ancient literature, identify areas of textual connection. He does want you to consult academic publications such as commentary. So step 5.1 of Mike's step, consult academic publications, automatically opens those commentaries for me. If I click here to journals and go to more, Mike will explain why journals, theological journals, are so important, and then the connection to that. We'll even connect you to online journal databases. So if I click some of these links here, I'm going to actually go to these academic journals online through Logos, and we'll pull that for you as well. And again, Mike helping me look at it the right way, right? So he's asking the questions to make sure that I'm thinking right, engaging with the text properly, and so on and so forth. So for many of you, again, maybe you want to know, how would Mike tackle this passage? I've done this for the New Testament. I've done this for the Old Testament, such as this example with Psalm 82. But that's what a workflow is. Now, what we're going to do when this new book by Mike shows up, and as long as you're at the silver level or higher, we'll close with the various libraries. Silver right now is something like $30-some. I mean, it's never been this affordable. That's where Dr. Heiser's research methodology will show up, this feature right here, right? And again, it's not only Mike's steps, you expand these out, you understand why this is important. Mike explains why, ask questions about what you've read and everything, but it's also Mike's content. Many of the articles that you're going to be linked to are written by Dr. Heiser. Now, one of the things we're going to do when this new book comes out is we're going to edit or enhance, if you will, Dr. Heiser's Bible research method here to include this new resource. So you'll just be, again, one click away, and you'll be right in this new resource at the correct, the article you need to read, and so on and so forth. So that's what a workflow is, right? It's a methodology to help you study the biblical text. Again, you just type in a passage and you've got Dr. Heiser's steps. So that's Logos 10 in a nutshell. What I did want to explain too, that not only did Mike write for Logos many of our resources, articles, he was a huge contributor to many of the dictionaries and so on in Logos, but Mike also created many mobile ed courses. So one of the things we're going to do tonight as well is we're going to have a 50% off for Dr. Heiser's master course bundle.
50%
off.
50.
And these are they're absolutely stunning courses because we green screen, state-of-the-art digital cameras. When Mike is mentioning something, we put the bullet points right there. We integrate it into Logos, and it's mobile. So it's on your phone, desktop, laptop. So I did want to kind of show, what does a Dr. Heiser course actually look like in Logos? So this is one of them that I just kind of loaded up, called Problems with Bible Interpretation. I think there's 4 of these. Right. And here are the chapters. So I can go ahead and expand so you can kind of read there, but it's literally Dr. Heiser on your screen. So it's video. So as you hit play, yes, it's mobile, phone, desktop, laptop. We're going to integrate it into Logos. So a lot of what Mike teaches, let's say that he expounds on a Hebrew word in a course, we'll have a video in that course on how to do that in Logos. So not only tapping into the brain and brilliance of Mike, but how would I actually dig at that level inside this tool myself? So that's what mobile ed is. Again, 50% off is unheard of for Mike's master bundle. It's 65 hours of instruction by Dr. Heiser. It's 16 different courses. So I'll spell that out a little bit more, but that's mobile ed. Let me explain what the different levels are for those of you that are new to Logos. Logos is a library, so it's a curated library.
Okay.
And again, 51% off. Never has that ever been offered. And then the monthly payment makes it even more affordable.
Right.
So if you just want to start somewhere, Bronze is a great place to start. And that was that. We'll come back to that. Bronze is a great place to start. It's just kind of general Bible study, 150 books. That's not what it costs. That's the value. So if you were to buy these 150 titles, dictionaries, Bible translations, commentaries, you'd be about $8,000. That's the normal price. That's the special. Now, Bronze is 30% off. We're going to get up to 51% at the bigger levels, but $407 for Bronze, and the monthly is $35 a month for 14 months. So if you want to kind of budget this out a little bit, make it a little easier on the wallet, you could do that over 14 months, but after 14 months, you're done. You own it forever, and you've got this great library forever, okay? Now, Silver is kind of where you want to start, because this is where Dr. Heiser's research method workflow shows up, a lot of the content that he helped write, some of those key Lexham titles. Also, the ability to do Greek and Hebrew word studies show up at this level, okay? 280, almost double the size of Bronze. That's the value, normal price. 40% off for Silver, dropping that down to $554. Monthly's $46 for 16 months. But Gold is where you want to be, and here's why. Gold is our theology library. It has every feature of Logos 10. So if you were geeking out over Scott scanning the barcode on Unseen Realm and then immediately searching it to find out where the page is, that shows up at the Gold level. So you really, really want to be here, because every feature of 10 is in Gold. Huge library, 650 resources.
Wow.
It's kind of closer to $20,000 as the value goes. Normal price. This one, 51% off, makes it $760, $38 a month. Now, the reason why, now wait a second, Silver was higher. I'm gonna give an offer for this live stream where if you really wanted to get into Gold, we're going to go 24 months to keep that price down at $38 a month. So 38 is another special thing that we're offering, not only the incredible 51% off, but the ability to kind of spread that out over 24 months. 2 libraries to finish with. Platinum adds key commentaries. So some of Mike's favorite commentaries in here, Ancient Christian, Pillared. I mean, this is kind of our big beefy commentary library. You go from about 166 in Gold to over 500 in Platinum. So if you want to add some of the most scholarly key commentaries available, definitely consider Platinum. That's the value, normal price. Just a tad over 1,000 at 51% off, but the monthly's $51 a month on Platinum. That's that special promotion where we're extending it out over 24 months. Now, Diamond is the big dog, if you will. It's our doctoral library. Over 3,000 books. This thing is massively huge, right? It's got theological journals, a lot. You'll get even more connections in Mike workflow, because the higher level you go, the more resources you have access to. That's the 51% off. Monthly is $77 a month for 24 months. Now, I do want to go back, because I had my slides out of order. So let me go back to what we were saying when we started. The Dr. Heiser Master Course Collection, 16 courses, 65 hours of instruction. It's mobile. Some of the courses in here are Problems in Biblical Interpretations, Divine Rebellions, absolutely one of the best courses, Jewish Trinity, Cosmic Mountains, Sons and Daughters of God, and so on. If you were to buy these at logos.com individually, you'd be spending about over $3,000. Now, normally, when you go to the website right now, we're going to want $1,800 for the Mike Heiser Master Course Collection. But for the live stream, again, 50% off, drops it to $900, and the monthly on that is $62 a month to have hours and hours forever, right? And then the integration into Logos is incredible. So that's the Mike Heiser Master Course Collection. So Logos works on everything: Mac, PC, Android, iPhone, all your devices. You're allowed to load forever. So this is ownership forever. And as Jorge mentioned, you can share with your spouse. 30-day money back. We have free training. We will teach you how to use it. And I just finished a 12-part video series that will walk you through even more. We'll give you that for free. But this is the website that you've got to get to by next Monday, August 19th, midnight. At
All right.
midnight, we're going to pull the page, that discount, bye-bye. Dr. Heiser's Master Bundle discount, bye-bye. So you've got to get here by Monday, August 19th. Now, some of you are thinking, can I get silver with Dr. Heiser? So we can do bundling, kind of gave some examples of that. I mean, if you wanted to get gold and Dr. Heiser's mat, that'd be $75 a month. I mean, that is a massive amount of solid resources, video instruction, and so on. So I'll explain a little bit more of this. But this is what you need to do. You can go to the website right now, logos.com/Heiser. But if you want that special 24-month option, it gets gold down to 38, platinum down, or if you'd like to bundle, hey, I want to get Dr. Heiser's Master Bundle with a Logos library, you've got to email webinar@logos.com because this has to be manually, because this is not an option that we give people on our website. So this is special again for this live stream. Just email webinar@logos.com and somewhere in the subject line, just say Heiser Gold or Heiser Diamond or Heiser Gold, and just somehow letting us know what you're interested in, and then we will reply to you by the 19th, next Monday, with your next steps. It's a couple steps, you're done. But to lock in at the 51%, 24-month option, you have to, again, webinar@logos.com. You can go to the website now, and if you just want to get gold at the normal pricing structure at the discount, go ahead. But if you want that special 38, 51, or 77, got to email. Now, if you have old logos, some of you are watching going, hey, Scott.
That's the question that they asking. Hey, can I upgrade? Is this, kind of tap into the upgrade? And again, what Scott is about to do is we're going to tell you about this awesome dynamic pricing. We've been doing this for a very long time, and this is one of my favorite things where people say, hey, I've been using this version, I've been using this package for a very long time. Today is the day when I'm going to upgrade.
And again, as you said, Jorge, all proceeds, I promise I made to Mike that Drenna could validate that we want to continue to bless Drenna and the Mike S. Heiser Foundation. We're going to take the proceeds from anything that happens through next Monday midnight and hopefully send a nice big check to Michael S. Heiser Foundation. But again, let me just leave that website up. Everything, I kind of rushed towards the end because we were going to try to land the plane within an hour. But all the bundles and the special pricing, gold at 38 and the Heiser MasterCard, all of that information is at this website, logos.com. But I can't stress enough, you're not going to see 51% again. I mean, this is the time.
This is it.
To build your library, right? If you've been wanting logos and you're wanting some of those key commentaries and you want Dr. Heiser's workflow, you're not going to see this price.
This is it.
So you got till next Monday midnight to take advantage.
I do want to read this comment from Drenna. Said Mike used logos every single day of his life. He kept extensive notes within the software. Mike could not have produced all the material he did without logos Bible software, and right now we're giving it to you up to 51% off plus the mobile ed bundle that you can get. Scott, is all yours.
All right, so I'm going to read the pair. So they gave me, I've got permission again. What can I share? We got this exciting group getting together for this live stream, and so I got these talking points. I'm just going to read the first paragraph, and then I've kind of highlighted some key bullet points here. But basically, it's going to be a handbook to the unseen realm. It'll be a reference work that kind of obviously came out of Unseen Realm, but also related work. So angels and demons, and so on. So it's a handbook that kind of collects Mike's reflections on supernatural events within Scripture and then synthesizes that material by topic. So that's the big word there. I'll flesh that out here in a moment. So for instance, readers who want an overview of the divine counsel or Deuteronomy 32 worldview can find it there along with bibliographies and redirects to related concepts. So this is really the ultimate reference resource alongside Mike's books, especially Unseen Realm. So again, as I stated, about a month before Mike passed, so this was January of 2023, Mike submitted over 100,000 words of new content for the handbook. Okay. Now, what the editorial team at Lexham has done, and lots of dialogue with Drenna and the Mike S. Foundation, Mike S. Heiser Foundation, was they've expanded on Mike's submission and of about 30,000 words from Mike's writing. So it wasn't writers at Lexham adding to Mike. They went back and found other articles from other resources by Mike, such as many of the articles that he wrote for the Faith Life Study Bible. So we're now at 130,000 words. That is now kind of in its editorial process. Now, topics included, I've got a lengthy list. I'm going to highlight some. Yeah, it's not like we took Unseen Realm and just kind of pulled what's already in there and then just created like this dictionary for it, what have you. This is new content that, again, was written by Mike. So it's not a regurgitation of what's already been written. This was submitted again by Mike, 100,000 words, again, with the 30,000 that were added from other resources and things that Mike had written. This is a huge resource. It'll be 140 articles. And when I say articles, that's a very a loose definition. I mean, some of these are massive, right?
Right.
When I hear article, I think like paragraph. No, that's not what we're talking about here. I mean, this is a very, very large resource. So some of the topics discussed will be angelic tongues, chaos imagery, divine counsel, Book of Enoch, sacred trees. That one got me interested. Old Testament Godhead language, an expanded article on the keys of death and Hades. Again, 140 topics addressed in this handbook again. So, and then the other thing that's when I read the description was the bibliography. So Mike's reference material will be phenomenal, especially to have in Logos, because that's one of my favorite things Logos does is just link you all around to where do I get this directly from the source, right? But also it also relates to related concepts. Once you've kind of nailed down this one subject, Mike's going to say, hey, you need to go read these 3-4 things too to get a full concept.
I want to fill in because Drenna just says something profound here. She says, this has not already been written. Mike wrote new material. He called them essays. I sat beside him while he was sick in bed while he was writing it. I can guarantee it's new. Okay. And again, Drenna says something else. This is the last book that will ever be written 100% by Mike. I'm going to repeat that. This is Drenna speaking. This is the last book that will ever be written 100% by Mike.
Yeah. Yeah, and I'm super appreciative of the editorial team at Lexham that said, hey, Mike submitted 100,000 words. That's a substantial amount of content. But hey, there's all these other things that Mike wrote while he was here. And so to add that to it, I want everything, right? Make it as big as you possibly can make the resource. And again, the integration into the workflow. So once this releases, we're going to update Dr. Heiser's research method workflow to have direct links right into that resource whenever you hit a key term or a key article, again, that's referenced in there. But the good news is right now it is tentatively to be released in 2025. The worst thing ever was to get excited and then Scott say 2032 or whatever. Right. So it is next year. There's still a lot of editorial work to be done, but the bulk amount of the content itself. But one of the reasons why it might take a little bit longer than a traditional publisher is what we want to do with the resource. We want to integrate it into, again, the workflow to make it just an incredibly useful resource, right? One of the things that we obsess about at Logos is tagging, right? Mm-hmm. It's what's going on behind the text. Yeah. How can we get you to other places, right? If Mike references a Hebrew word, how can we take you to go do a word study on that Hebrew word, right? So I always tell people there's a lot more work that goes into, let's say, a Lexham resource than maybe another publisher, because all they care about is what shows up on the printed page. where Logos is like, hey, that's important, but how can we take this to the next level, right? So again, 2025 is the tentative release date. Maybe we'll do another live stream mid next year, early next year, when I've got a better idea on the date itself. But I am so excited about this. Yeah,